Welcome back, everyone. Apologies, we had to stop the stream because I couldn't get in to the lobby, and it's a bit of a glitch. I had to quit the game and start again, but when you quit a game, the stream will stop streaming. So, welcome back. When everyone starts joining, I think people are just about to join. So, we've got this 22-lap race. Just to recap, Matthew is on pole with that 141.4. As we go and have a look at the race director, Short Marcus is alongside him, and then Josh McGill is in third, and then Prodigy is in fourth place. So 4 different teams in the top 4, 6 different teams, 8 different teams actually in the top 8. And then obviously we only had the other 2 cars who were teammates, 9th and 10th. Got a lot of drivers going on the softs and the mediums. It's looking likely it's going to be a 1-stop race, maybe a 2. We only have 22 laps here, but of course long laps, big degradation, high speed corners at this circuit, medium to high speed track. Got the 19 drivers, I think we've got 20 drivers now actually. Yeah, so we should get going in just a moment, just to refresh your memories as well, say it every week, but just to keep you up to date. We've still got formation lap off, so we'll get going straight away. We don't get any warning, unfortunately, in the commentary box. For some reason, we don't get the countdown for this, but we get the countdown for everything else, which is strange. So, Lee, have you done everything you need to do in terms of stream-wise? I believe you probably have by now.
Yep.
Thank you very much.
Waiting for everyone to make sure that they've got their setups on properly is one thing.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, of course.
Because if not, then I suspect the rest is isn't going to exactly go well for them, I would imagine.
No, it could be an issue. You're right. It could be an issue. I don't think that will happen though. It seems like we've had quite a long time. I know there's a driver chat. There's about 10 of the drivers usually on average in that chat on any given day. So they'll all remind each other in that sense, and there'll be obviously other drivers, I think, that will be paired up or in trios in parties as well. Most drivers do, but there are some who like to just be on their own and focus solely on the driving. But I wonder when we're going to get underway. This is longer than we usually do. And welcome everyone who are just joining us back. Just if anyone didn't hear before, apologies. The stream had to be stopped because I had to quit the game and restart it again. The top 2 are on softs, then the 2 behind them are on mediums. We've got a bit of a change up as well between some of them. Chuckle now going on to the softs where he was just on the mediums, so changing his mind once again. And of course, Lee, nowadays as we'll talk about that later on, we got 3, 4, and 5 red lights. And we're away for the Wednesday tier at the Belgium Grand Prix. And we've got a bit of a glitch with the timing chart. But as we go into turn 1, Short Marcus is still in second. And Matthew is still in the lead as we now run down after leg source towards Eau Rouge, into the compression of Eau Rouge. And now we're going to go high and mighty through Radion. We've got Josh McGill hot on the tail of that McLaren. It's a drag race towards Lake Com. And Short Marcus potentially looking up the inside, but he backs out as we go through the complex of Lake Com and then down the hill as we go out of that corner and down towards the right-hander. Josh McGill moves up into second place, looking very racy from the Alpine at the moment. Got some drivers going side by side through No Way corner. We've got two cars going side by side through No Name corner. Got a third one trying to get involved. This is the fight for 17th. Side by side for Tej and Racing Matt, who then gets a bit of trouble on the curb. And I think Chuckle just making a place on Prodigy there, Lee?
I didn't see that. I'm on board that this battle for 17 between Racing Matt, Royal Rumble and Tiegeman there. And it looked like Racing Matt was just him and the Royal Rumble were just giving each other the squeeze there, going around pulling.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Bit of wheel banging between the two of them. We're going to go side by side through the left-hander of Blanchimont. And then as we get onto the brakes, Tiegeman moves up into 17th place at the bus stop chicane.
Sorry, Chuck could be going for a move around the outside there. Oh, no, he's going to go for a switch back around the inside of the source on Ginge there.
As Prodigy.
And they're going to be side by side. Going down into Rouge, and the Ferrari of Chuck just manages to get just a nose in front there. Ginge just going a wee bit wider at the top of Radion.
And Ginge getting closer and closer, as well as that Williams of Ross in 9th place. Go slightly further back. That battle for 17 still raging on. Inside line for Tej, then the outside, and he stays in 17th as Royal Rumble has to settle for 18th for now. Next is... Oh, sorry.
Listen, Matt, there was having a wee look down the inside there of Royal Rumble. Russo's. Let's see.
It's yeah, actually, I found out it's changed from being Brussels. It's Rivage now.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Why change?
I don't know. Not too sure. As Racing Matt is round, and he was already towards the back, and now he's at the very back in 20th and last. So we're about to go on to the third lap. Josh Miguel takes the fastest lap. Someone behind might get that back, but crucially on that third lap, there we go, DRS enabled, and we'll get that first DRS zone in a couple of corners' time as Prodigy goes for that fastest lap as well, and then subsequently leaves the session. So also having connection issues side by side for Prodigy, he's out anyways. Racing Matt is already retired in the pit lane, but out in front is now Josh Miguel as Paul Jones moves up to third place. Had a great start on these first 3 laps.
Yeah, we'll see whereabouts was it he came from. He came from P6 and now he's up to P3 now. He's got a bit of a gap to the Ferrari of Matthew ahead. Him and the Alpine of Josh Miguel are battling out for first place right now.
And we do have Prodigy back, but of course, because we're only on the third lap in this race, Prodigy is now dropping like a stone as his AI is in control of his car. As he gets his car back, he's down in 12th place. He is certainly going to be frustrated with that.
It seems like quite a lot in this car where he ghosted like the monkey and Lee.
Strange.
Got
As we go, Lee, go back to the front. Matthew getting that lovely slipstream to the bus stop, almost like a third DRS zone here. Go to this DRS zone.
Shot Marcus here and Chuckle are battling out there at the bus stop chicane there, going side by side through. Chuckle managing to defend that position quite nicely. Could see Short Marcus going for a move, but then again he's going to have tackle Chuckle, who's going to have the DRS off of Paul Jones in AlphaTauri just ahead in third place. It looks like Chuckle is going to make this move for third place. There we go, easy peasy lemon squeezy, moves up into that third place there. Sean Marcus not able to get close enough.
And Prodigy, as he's back racing again, has moved up a place and trying to gain back the places he'd lost in only about half a lap. He wasn't away for too long, Lee. Really, quite quickly. He's back quite quickly under usual circumstances. That was very quick, to be fair. So, but it's unfortunately happened right at the start of the race as Ginge moves up into 6th place.
Yeah, unfortunately it did cost him about 10 places there. They went from 3rd all the way down to 13th there. So it did cost him quite a big drop, and he's gonna have a lot more hurdles to cross if he's gonna want to make any sort of improvement. So you see Sean Marcus, he's right on the tailcoats of that Alpha Tauri. And the Alpha Tauri's having to defend the inside going into that bus stop chicane.
Oh, with a bit of contact actually between Ginge and Short Marcus. Ginge looked like he got incited by the fact that he was going quite slowly. And just in the background here is a Williams trying to sneak his way onto that inside line as he now has the inside line and gains the place.
Nicely done there for Ross. Good move back up between Paul Jones Jr. and this Short Marcus. Struggle for this battle for 3rd, and it looks like Paul Jones Jr. is going to take that 3rd place back. And with the aid of the DRS, exact same place Chuckle got him the lap before.
And Ross looking very racy right now. Well, this whole middle pack, Lee, is Prodigy trying, as I said, to gain places. He'd lost once he joined back. And he moves up another place where Phil had to go off the circuit there. But that number 7, Aston Martin, very, very feisty on lap 5. So we have the first time penalty of the day.
Yep, Heinrichs getting that award, sitting in 13th. As things stand, that'll drop him down a couple of places. Oh, Short Marcus, right now he's going for a move on the left-hand side, and now he's going to be able to get him on the inside, even before Blanchimont. Now he's going to be hunting down the Alpha Tauri just ahead.
You say that. Chuckle, I thought, was going to go for it there and try and get that place back. There's Josh McGill starting to really stretch his legs now, getting 2 seconds in the lead, but the top 2 are at least 3.5 seconds in the lead. And as you see, Matthew just about to make the climb as we ride on board with Paul Jones, Upper Rouge and Radion. But behind Short Marcus, having a super quick car in a straight line.
He's able to get the grip up.
Oh, wow, Lee. Wow, Chuckle might be going for 2 places here, but he has to hold back. Sorry to cut you off, but these 3, wow. Oh, Royal Rumble getting past, and then 9 Necks are trying to go past, and they make contact. I think Teachman as again, Inexa goes up the inside, tries to do it the other way around this time. And Chuckle, it looks like he's round as we're riding along and going through No Name Corner with the fight for 14th, and Teachman still being able to hold on to that 14th place.
No, by the looks of things, it looks like Paul Jones Jr. is going to be just...
Chuckle's got some damage on the front right, and it's really hurting him. He's going to have to pit.
Yep, certainly is. But yeah, Short Marcus has managed to create a gap between him and Paul Jones. The hard turf will be starting to come alive right now, and the soft turf will start to be dying off. But then again, see Short Marcus nearly spinning that car around, going into the bus stop chicane there. And he's going to have to be careful. See, his tyres are overheating a bit.
And it's the first pit stops of the afternoon, Lee, and there's 2 of them in succession. And it's the siblings of RTG.
Let's see where this is going to bring them out.
For Chuckle, yes, he has to pit for a new front wing, but he was on the soft tyres anyway, so he was about to pit regardless. So I suppose a silver lining on the fact he lost his front wing, or lost a part of his front wing. That's how it changed.
Yeah, true, it happened. It's kind of a blessing that it happened when it did. I've seen quite a train here start forming up behind Paul Jones here in the battle for 4th. It's all the way down to 7th place here. Yellow flag in sector 2, who's that? Oh, that's Cameron Sims.
Cameron Sims is round. That turn, I'm not sure where he is there actually. I think he was just on the Lecombe, yeah. Got there before me. I'll tell you what, Lee, we've seen, I can't remember, unfortunately the 2 days get a bit mixed up in my head sometimes when I'm trying to think back to races, even this season. But a couple of weeks ago, Lee, we had quite a nice battle between the McLarens and the Red Bulls. I think it was a Wednesday. It was USA. No, that would have been tomorrow. That would have been a Thursday. But yeah, we had a. Do you remember we had a good battle between the Red Bulls and the McLarens, and it's looking like we're in Spa now, and it looks like it's happening all over again.
Yeah, well, Teachman's battling both of them on his own. Short Marcus is up there.
Oh,
battling for possible win.
Big slide there through turn 1.
Laser.
Lee Source, yeah, Lee. Not been looking all that great, I hope he doesn't mind me saying. As Jinjin Prodigy.
Nearly went into the wall there. Seen the horseman trying to take advantage
of
the incident.
Lee, and you say about this train, it really has become a DRS train now, with Paul Jones at the very front of it.
And everyone behind him is on the medium tyres. His tyres will be starting to fall off the cliff anyway. Off the cliff.
He needs to pit now because they're all in a big queue. They're going to be fighting for a while. He might have done himself a little bit of a favour holding these guys up and pitting now, maybe going for the hards and trying to go to the end with these drivers in a big queue of cars. Obviously, maybe listening to the stream in one ear or just keeping an eye out. If he pit now, looking at the track map, he'd come out, I think, between 13th and 14th, and there's a bit of a gap there where he could slot out. So I think this would be the lap to come in.
I mean, it has a possibility. I mean,
here he goes.
He's into the pits now.
As I said, this big queue of cars as Matthew also pits from second place.
So now Short Marcus is going to have to just go for it, but also be careful.
Another. Oh no, sorry, he hadn't even gone in yet. I called it too soon. So what is he going on to? Can't see it just yet. Looks like yellow. It is yellow. It's the medium tyres for Paul Jones, and there you go, Lee. Actually, comes out just ahead of Chuck, rather than between Chuck and Chuckle.
Oh, Lee speeding in the pit lane. 5 second time penalty.
He's had enough
this
afternoon. As Matthew now moving up places, and the Red Bull of Royal Rumble and Tiedemann come together. So we said there was a battle between the Red Bulls and the McLarens, and it looks like it's come to a head, Lee.
Yeah, it's a bit unfortunate on their part at least, but yeah, sometimes these things happen in racing.
Still another yellow flag in sector 1. I think that's the Mercedes of RTG Lee, whose car is now been recovered by the marshals. So yeah, this train goes all the way from Ross all the way down to Aki, really, who's just outside that DRS as he now peels into the pit on lap 10 on the mediums. Is that a bit early, or have those soft tyres lasted longer than people thought?
I mean, well, Clay's on 8 lap hold soft tyres right now, but then again, he is quite a distance back, unfortunately, at the moment, so I'm not sure what kind of comparison that's going to be. We've seen Prodigy going for a move on Ginge flashing away there, and he's going to get boxed in there.
And Prodigy makes up 2 places as we see them go through the Lacombe chicane and getting a bit out of shape there, Prodigy, as they make their way down to Ravage.
I will say that was a bit late on the move in there from Ross, as he nearly ended up taking Prodigy out of the game there, going into Lacombe, well, going down the Kemmel straight into Lacombe.
Yeah, it was close. Don't get me wrong, that was pretty close. As yeah, so this queue, it's 5 cars in it at the moment.
Paul Jones going for a move on Royal Rumble right now on the exit, a pull on there, and then Shark going for a move on the outside there.
Wow.
Royal Rumble really didn't get the best of exits through pull on there.
So as we just...
Oh,
who's that? Prodigy into the pit lane as well as Matty Jones. So yeah, this is the time for the medium tyres. We've got a few people like short Marcus on the hards. Josh McGill has gone very long as well. This should also, as this is going to be close actually at the pit lane. Of course, Paul Jones was at the front of this queue when a few of these drivers were behind him as they now come out of the pit lane. So if Josh stays out a lap or 2 more, I think this is going to potentially, not all the way of course, still got a long way to go, but swing more, it's coming more towards short Marcus the next couple of laps.
I mean,
the time is starting to come down.
You would need to come in quite soon, I'd say.
Yeah, he does. I'm just not sure if he's a bit worried, I guess, about coming out in traffic. A lot of drivers are still quite close together. It's a reasonably long pit lane here as well. Very tight coming into the pits. Can't afford to take too much risk as he comes in now. See how tight that pit lane is, and doesn't take it as nicely as he'd have probably wanted to.
Prodigy is looking for a move on Royal Rumble as we're going into Blanchimont. Here, he's got the outside of the line on Royal Rumble here. It just doesn't manage to get far enough alongside. Is he going to go for it here?
He's going to dive up the inside.
Now going for a switchback here on the exit. Gets better traction there.
But is he going to wait? Is he going to wait? No, he overtakes and goes wide through La Source. That's going to give him a problem. If Royal Rumble got on the power earlier than he did, and he's going to have the DRS as well. I think it would have been in Prodigy's interest actually to have just stayed back in and took it at the end of this straight, whereas I think Royal Rumble might try and gain back some time. Not enough to be able to get past, so don't listen to me. I don't know what I'm talking about. As we say that, Shuckle goes up the inside of Phil as well as Aki. So the 2 Alpha Romeos working in sync.
Oh no, Aki just and Trickle swapped places there.
Oh, sorry.
And Phil went for a move on Shuckle there, but he protected the inside line. and managed to protect that 11th place at the very least.
So Josh McGill should be happy, Lee. He's come out in clean air. So, interesting this. So I think Josh McGill, Lee, has gone for a one-stop. I think Short Marcus is going to do the same. I think we got people like Matthew.
Matthew could be on a two-stop.
Matthew, who?
Ferrari, Matthew.
Oh, yeah, Matthew. I think Matthew's on the two-stop here. I think he's going to go soft, medium, soft is what I think. Short Marcus is already in the pits.
Yep, here he is. Getting his tyres
Going
on,
for the soft tyres. Ooh.
Oh.
Very interesting. Very, very interesting. Where is Josh McGill? He's already going up the hill. And Short Marcus makes his way out. But, of course, Josh McGill on the medium. Short Marcus on the softs. I think Marcus is going to try and go to the end. But if that was the case, maybe he should have given it one more lap. We know they can do about 8 laps.
Remember, with lower field, we built the laps a wee bit longer as well. They'll be able to do their stints that wee bit longer. I've seen Short Marcus just...
I think he was let by there.
Yeah, Chuck's not even putting up any of a fight there.
Very gentlemanly between the McLaren and the Ferrari. Matthew now. He's got a problem, Lee. He's got that Mercedes and the Williams ahead of him. And Josh McGill is going to be eking out that time. So Matthew needs to go for it now. The one thing at his disposal is a good amount of battery. And he uses that to get past before we go through Blanchimont. And he's going to be within DRS range of the race leader at the moment. And now peels in. So clear track ahead of Matthew for the time being. He also had the DRS down the start finish. But Josh McGill getting closer and closer. But I think this is another race, Lee, where the strategy is very different for certain people. Very different.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen quite a few different strategies here tonight. Some people starting on the soft, so with the hard tyres, we've seen...
Ross has just come out right in the middle of a traffic jam there.
Fortunately enough, he's got his softs on, so he should be able to get past them quite quickly. We'll see, and we'll get making his way past the Haas of Phil. I think he made a little bit of contact there under braking going into Lecombe there. But
Chuckle getting himself a... Yeah, and that was from making an overtake at the last part of Lecombe. Just went too far over on the apex.
Oh, and Josh McGill managed to get past Ginge there for second place. Now he's on the hunt for Matthew, who's got, in his eyes, his top step trophy.
I got a sneaky feeling here, Lee. Matthew might not actually be doing a two-stop.
I'm thinking that now that we'll go on.
The more and more we're going on, the more and more I think, why would you now... Like, the stakes have changed. You're in the lead. You know, well, you've got a good chance that the mediums are going to go all the way to the end if he looks after them. So, as Short Marcus takes the fastest lap, and he's also on the hunt. And Paul Jones now just drops out of DRS with that soft tyre, obviously having superior traction.
Paul going for the move on Ross there. That was Source on the inside, but Ross manages to get the better traction on the exit. Now Phil is going to have the DRS going down the Kemmel straight. Is he going to go for it? He is. They're side by side, and now Phil has managed to make the move. And yep, he's up into 7th place there. Ross isn't going to really like that one. Being on the fresh, soft compound tyres, he's going to go for a move. No, he's not close enough.
As Cheeseman gets past Royal Rumble, it's still the two Red Bulls and the McLaren that are in order on the track. But a few drivers now, we get into these latter stages of the race, looking rather feisty as Josh McGill gaining more and more time. As we see Ross trying to go up the inside of Phil there. Not a place where you usually see an overtake towards the inside, so go through the second part. And now down through Paul Ferret towards Blanchimont, the flat-out left-hander, where we have seen some overtakes in the past. We did on a Monday night a few weeks ago, first round of the season in Monday, as we go through the final corners at the bus stop chicane. And Massey Jones just getting past Phil on the exit of turn 1. And as we go up the hill, I think he has the DRS as well on Ross. As Ross gets a 3-second time penalty out of through Radion at the top of the hill, I believe. James moves himself up into 11th place. Looks like this fight is still going on for 14th. They came together earlier on in the race. They seem to be back together again, but not made any contact as of yet. And hopefully they won't do for the rest of the race.
No.
8 tenths between the top two.
Yep, I was just going to say, Sean Marcus is closing in quite quickly as well on them soft tyres, so we could end up seeing quite a battle here for...
What? I'd love that. 3 different teams, 3 different tyre compounds.
3 totally different strategies.
Yeah, just amazing. All starting to come together. As you said, Short Marcus is starting to catch up. If I was Matthew Lee, it's Belgium. I don't know. Obviously, we can never tell with wings. As I keep saying, I'd love it if the wings change. Even just 3 different alterations of wing, so we could know if they're on a lower downforce setup or whatever else. But I think Josh McGill has got quite a low downforce setup as he goes to the outside. But is Matthew going to try and outbrake him here? They go side by side. He's going to try and hold on to the lead and does so. I was going to say, Lee, is it in Matthew's interest now to let Josh McGill by and try and hold in DRS, save the tyres as much as possible, save the battery, and just try and go for it at the very end? But no, he's holding on to the lead with all his might. And Short Marcus, that'll be good for him.
I think, in all honesty, he's better to just fight it, as you don't want to risk it. As we've only got 5 laps left, and I think the medium tyres will be able to last long enough for him to at least get the job done and end off that win.
Yeah, that's what I'm also thinking. That, apologies again, we're getting the audio glitch now, about 2/3 of the way through the race this time. Yeah, Josh McGill getting closer and closer, being shown that outside line. No bother, but Matthew, I think, did that strategically, Lee, so he could get the DRS back.
I'm not sure right now. I'm on board with Ginge. He's just going to go around the outside and fill up motion long.
Oh, wow, gets it done as well.
Yep. Nicely done there. It just goes to show you the superiority in the grip of the Red Bull Pirellis there.
So, yeah, even if he didn't do it on purpose. He's going to try and purposely get that place, that first place back as they go side by side. He's been shown that inside line. He's still holding on. They're going to go side by side through the exit of Lake Com, and he moves back up into first place. It means that Short Marcus is now only 3 seconds behind.
Yep, he is gaining that time really quickly. These two that are battling it out in front. And it's just allowing Short Marcus to catch up.
This is absolutely fantastic. Hopefully, for our sakes, for your sakes watching at home, Short Marcus can gain enough time to get involved in the fight. But those soft tyres, they're going to be getting towards the end of the good part of their life, Lee.
Yeah, I would say that. But then again, you never know what could happen.
No! Short Marcus is round on the exit of the first part of Stavolo.
Oh
no. But anyway, we've still got to fight for the lead, Lee. It isn't like real life. There isn't a Max Verstappen, a Red Bull, out in front by 20 or 30 seconds. There's 4/10 between the top two as they make their way into Les Sources. That might take the pressure off a little bit, Lee, for these two just slightly, just very slightly, knowing that Short Marcus has just hurt himself. There is Josh McGill, much faster through. They goes defensive. It's very aggressive between the two of them, even just trying to break that toe.
Yeah, I would say these two are battling like their lives depend on it. And both of them really want that win.
Prodigy and Short Marcus making contact. Prodigy had to bail out and go to the runoff area. As he goes wide now, Short Marcus going to have a look up the inside. And gets back past before No Name Corner.
James getting past Chuck dead easy there. Chuck just letting them pass.
We've got Royal Rumble round, Lee, at Rivage.
Yep, just noticed that there. So, I don't know if there was contact or not.
So, Josh McGill again, trying to break that toe as much as possible. We're on the 20th lap. We have 3 laps to go. As I said, Lee, I think it's plan B for Matthew now. As I said before, I think, as you said, after my first suggestion of just holding back and using the DRS to stay within that 1 second, as you said, fighting for the lead was probably the better idea, but he's not able to do that right now, so it's a plan B situation at the moment, I think.
Yep, Ross going for the move on Prodigy up the inside of Lacombe. And he's around the inside, and then it turns to the inside again.
Oh, this could be a good move.
And he backs out of it.
Yeah. Shuckle as well. Those hard tyres coming back again as the soft start to fall away. And this is where Josh McGill's tyres should start to come into their own now. But as we said, there's 2 DRS zones here, but it's almost like 2.5 because you get this awesome slipstream down towards the bus stop, which is what you're seeing here in terms of the intervals between the top 2. This race isn't over in terms of the lead yet, Lee.
Certainly isn't.
2 laps to go. Lap 21 of 22. Drivers are going to just start feeling like it's getting towards the end of the day for them on the racetrack. But for these two in at the front, going to have the most amount of concentration they had for the last hour and a half as we go towards Les Combes down the Kemmel Straight. He holds back again. This is going to be a last lap race, I think, between the two of them, unless Josh makes a mistake out front or Matthew behind.
Seen Matthew there deliberately staying behind there in order to try and to get the DRS on the next lap, which would be the final overtaking opportunity. Well, easier overtaking opportunity, should I say.
So, as I said, 1.5, as I said, 1.5 laps left. We're just about to go into the third sector as we go through the first part of Stavelot. And Short Marcus now getting a time penalty. He's off the track as well. Not sure where he went there. He wasn't in the shot. But now the lead. I think Matthew's made an error. He's made an error. It's 1.2 seconds. He had a chance to take back the lead, but he decided against it.
And now he's fluffed it by the looks of things.
He has. It looks like he has. Hopefully, we're going to get some interviews from these two. We haven't said this all stream or all 2 streams long. From tonight onwards, for the foreseeable future, we'll be having interviews after the race. The top 3, potentially, if someone from the top 3 doesn't want to get into come into the interviews at the end of the race, we may have a driver of the day to take their place. Talk about driver of the day, Lee. Who's your driver of the day this evening, do we think?
I mean,
I'm potentially, because I can't go for a reserve, so my reserve driver of the day would have been my full driver of the day for me. I think would have been Ross, actually, as Ross now goes overtaken by Prodigy and moves up into 4th place. But I think for me, Lee, Paul Jones maybe getting that podium today, getting driver of the day today.
Yeah, I agree. As I see Phil managing to make up another place. He's up 5 places now. From 14th.
We got a yellow flag. That looks like a Red Bull.
Oh, somebody out of fuel. Yep.
Is it Teach?
Oh no, it's all clear now.
I'm not too sure. Anyway, we'll go back to the front. Josh McGill, he started on the front row, but the back half of the front row. But when he comes around the final corner, he wins the Belgian Grand Prix in the Wednesday tier, and Matthew comes across the line in second. Paul Jones is looking like the driver to finish third. He exits the bus stop chicane. And who's going to be the 3? Who's going to be the next one? It's Prodigy. And then Ross moves up into 4th. Short Marcus moves up into was 5th, but then Ginge took that away from him. And our drivers now crossing the line. They're all so close together. Chuckle. Is he going to go for it into the bus stop? No, stays behind on the final lap. As Inexa crosses the line in 12th and Chuckle in 13th. So, of course, Josh McGill, little fun fact, we're in round 4. Josh McGill didn't attend round 2, but every race he has raced in, he has won.
Oh. That's an interesting little fact there.
It certainly is. Another one, Short Marcus have finished second in every race up to now. So he's finished second 3 races in a row. But I think has he come 5th today? I think. We'll find out properly in a minute. They did give Ross driver of the day. That's who I would have given driver of the day if he had been a full-time driver, to be fair. So you got it right, but we're going to go with Paul Jones. Hopefully he'll come in for an interview in a few moments. As we get that ready, Lee will do the final rundown. Schumacher's finished 6th.
Yeah, nice. So, having a wee quick rundown of the final order here this evening. We got Josh McGill, who came away with the win in the end by just over 2 seconds there on Matthew, who came home in second, and we had got Paul Jones Jr. in third, who rounded out the podium. Then we got Ross in fourth, Gingen fifth, Short Marcus in sixth, Prodigy was seventh, Chuck in eighth, Phil in ninth, 10th was Aki, Matty Jones in 11th, Chuckle was 12th, 13th was iNixer Royal Rumble, and 14th, 15th was Tiegemann, Bugatti Sloven in 16th, Cameron Sims in 17th, and Clay the Monkey. I don't think he was here, so yeah, unfortunately he did not finish, and neither did Lee or Racing Matt. So,
howdy.
Hey, there.
So, yeah, as we said, we're going to have podium interviews at the end, so we'll get that underway in just a moment. Just waiting for the clock to run down. Anyway, Josh, congratulations. As I said just before you joined, every race you've started this season, you've won. So, on a bit of a roll at the moment. Yeah, well, I'm sure if you watch it back, you'll hear our reactions. We were excited about the fact three of you were all doing completely different strategies, and you were all on different tyres, you were different teams. It was looking like it was going to be a really exciting end, but obviously, unfortunately, he lost it between the two Stavolo corners. But yeah, no, it was really good race. It certainly was. As I said, it was an absolutely fantastic race, to be fair. And I said, you're on an absolute roll. Short Marcus as well. He's had 3 second places in a row, but obviously that's ended this evening for him being on the podium. So was the strategy always going to be how it went, or did you kind of change mid-race, or because it was mediums to hards you did, wasn't it? Yeah. So, anyway, congratulations on your 3rd win of the season in 4 races. So on a roll. I'm guessing you're going to take the championship take the lead of the championship this week. So pressure's really on now. Oh, Josh, yeah, it just said you can't hear you on the stream actually, so that's a bit embarrassing for both of us. So if you go into your party settings, we'll go back and talk to you again in a minute. If you go in your party settings, it'll say like allow everyone. So yeah, we'll just move down. Matthew, commiserations, mate. On a good race. We thought you might have been trying a 2-stop, but then after a couple of laps, you've been on the mediums. I thought, no, why would you do that if you're leading? But yeah, commiserations anyway. It was a great race for you anyway.
Yeah, thank you. Never a 2-stop ever. It was always soft medium for me, but yeah, mediums didn't work out that well at the end, but they were really good at the start of the stint. Got a really good undercut on Josh, but didn't work out at the end.
Yeah, we were surprised as well at how long the softs lasted for as well. Actually, they did last a lot longer than we thought they would, or I thought they would.
Yeah, the softs were really inconsistent, to be fair. I'm not going to lie. I didn't really like them at all. They felt horrible. lap after lap, just got worse and worse and worse.
Right. But because I'm guessing the mediums just fell off in those last like 2-3 laps after you lost the lead. It just felt like the only thing that was keeping you in it with the tyres was the DRS. But yeah, obviously might have been a bit different, but they looked like they fell off with the last couple of laps.
Oh yeah, for sure. I was in DRS with Josh. Well, having a little battle for like 2 or 3 laps was brilliant. Tried to back him up towards Marcus. Hopefully have a three-way battle at the end. See if I could nab, first place. But unfortunately, it didn't happen because what happened with Marcus. But brilliant battle with Josh though. I enjoyed that a lot.
For real. Anyway, commiserations and congratulations at the same time for
Thank you.
getting
Thank you.
that second place. Obviously, you got the extra point for pole as well. So, and that was a cracking lap actually. It was, what was it, 1:41.4 if memory serves. So
Yeah, 0.4.
yeah, so it was a brilliant lap. But anyway, yeah, get the extra point anyway. So we're going to third place. I don't know if he knows it yet. Our driver of the day today got a little bit lucky with the podium as well. Bit of fortune.
Yeah.
But yeah, you've been performing very well as well, Paul, this season.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I didn't net issues last week, so a bit gutted about that, but tried making the most of what I could today. I like Josh and Matthew said, though, the softs were awful. I thought I'd messed up there, and I was debating when I came in if I should go on the hards. I kept switching back hard, medium, and just went for the mediums, but yeah, it turned out all right. Like I say, shame for Marcus spinning, because obviously got a bit lucky there with the podium, but can't complain. P3, like I say, I had no pace for the guys up front. They were too quick today, so I'll
No,
take P3 all day.
yeah. The other thing I noticed because you were on the softs at first, weren't you? It was about
Yeah,
lap 8 or 9. You pitted, I think, like the right lap, like the perfect lap to have pitted, to be honest, as well. I was saying
yeah,
in the stream when you listen to it back or watch it back, that big queue of cars behind, and I actually thought you were going to slot between the two Chuckle brothers. I think it was the two of them together, and you just got out ahead of the Ferrari, I think, and I
yeah.
think that helped you.
I was noticing the time deltas, like people on obviously alternate tires. I was losing time to them, and I thought if I go another lap, I could lose quite a bit. So I thought probably the best time to pit, but then I thought I might have just boxed a bit too early for the mediums, but this made it last. I think they were about 65% at the end. They felt better in the softs, to be honest, weirdly enough, throughout the whole stint. So can't really complain. They were a bit twitchy at the end, but not too bad.
Bro, anyway, again, congratulations, and I think this is your third podium in a row. Well, not in a row, but it's you've been racing this season. Obviously, you missed last week, didn't you, in Hungary?
Yeah,
But yeah, so you've had a podium in every race. Obviously, winning in Austria, which I wasn't at, but
yeah, race pace is there. Just seems to be struggling in qualifying at the moment. Previous games, not last year, the year before, I was good in both. I had sort of both qualifying and race pace nailed down. But since 22 and on this one, I just can't seem to get the setup right for qualifying. But it seems to work in the race. So as long as I stay out of trouble, should be all right.
bro, yeah, as we say, points from the race rather than get 1 point in qualifying, don't you? But more points in the race. So obviously,
Yeah,
it's working
definitely.
for you in that sense. But yeah, you're our driver of the day as well today. Obviously, I'm
Appreciate it.
quite
Nice one.
consistent pace. And yeah, you did get a bit of fortune with the podium, but it was quite well deserved with the way you managed your tyres and the pace and things. Anyway, we'll go quickly back to Josh. I'm guessing people can hear Josh now.
I hope so. I've changed my settings and I feel like a bit of a tool because I've just seen you messaging Discord as well. So sorry about that.
It's all right, no problem. Yeah, again, congratulations for your win. Obviously, I feel like a bit of deja vu for me, but
Yeah, cheers. It was a quality race. I enjoyed it a lot. Good battle with Matthew, as he said. I feel like the quality of racing this season, every season since I've been part of it's been decent, but this season's just been unreal. Like wheel to wheel, very respectful. Yeah, another really good race tonight.
apart from Ginge at China, but we won't talk about that.
Ah, I saw that actually on your stream. Yeah. Apart from that.
You won't like me for saying that. Yeah, anyway, as I said, fantastic. You've won every race you've taken part in this season, same as Paul having a podium in every race he's taken part in. So the Wednesday tier at the moment is looking very, it's looking very exciting, actually. As you said about the racing getting better and better, I've been commentating on and off since season 8 or 9, and I definitely think this has been the best season so far up to date. Just with it's just really good. Like I've not thought of it, like, you know, got off a stream and gone, oh, I'm quite glad that was over. Not like in terms of the racing's been really bad, just, you know, just a lot of gaps and things. But this year, you all seem to be in trains with each other, and it's been amazing so far, all days.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like you never really know who's going to win until the last corner in most of the races at the moment.
Yeah. So anyway, we'll cut it short, obviously, because we've already done it once before. But anyway, we'll be back next week. How are you guys all feeling about? It's Brazil next week in Interlagos, so that'll be. Looking forward to it, lads? No? Yes? No?
Not really. Just a big DRS train, I reckon, for the whole race.
Yeah, I was thinking the same.
So tomorrow night, where are we tomorrow night? I always say this every night, you probably don't hear it. We're in Monza tomorrow night, aren't we? So who's in
Monza?
Yeah, so are any of you three in Thursday? I can't remember.
I'm not.
Oh. Okay. Anyway, we'll be back tomorrow in Monza. Please make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. Thanks very much if you stayed to listen to us rabbit on about shit, basically. And we'll see you tomorrow. So it's goodbye from me and from Lee and the boys.
Peace out.